My neighbor's mowing right now, and it's like 40 degrees out. Hey friends, Ashton here with Gents with a fragrance review / fragrance battle. The fragrance that we're going to be taking a look at today is Golden Boy by Duetto Parfums. You can find this on Notino.com. It runs, I believe, $106 for 100 mils. This gets compared all the time to Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, which I don't have to tell you is one of the most highly respected Tom Ford private blend fragrances. So today I'm going to go into a little bit of the differences here, mainly focusing on Golden Boy to see if this is something that you should check out if you like Tuscan Leather. And also I'm going to have a giveaway in this video for a $100 voucher from Notino. That's Notino.com, so you can use that $100 on whatever you want. Stay tuned to figure out how to be entered for that. If you followed my channel, then you probably know that Tuscan Leather is one of my absolute favorites from the private blend line. It's pretty much Tuscan Leather, Tobacco Oud, Tobacco Vanille. Those are my favorites. And I do have a lot of the other alternatives or clones to Tuscan Leather. So I've got La Yucawam, I've got Oud Leather by Montal, and now I've got Golden Boy by Duetto. This is undoubtedly a leather fragrance. You get that right off the top. But you also get almost like a gasoline / petrol kind of vibe. It's similar to what you might find in Dior's Fahrenheit. It doesn't stay for all that long, but I do pick that up. And I would say that's because of the violet leaf that's in here. Violet leaf is what gives Fahrenheit that kind of gasoline smell, and it's present here too. It mixes with the saffron and the leather right off the top, so that initial blast can be a little strong and a little off-putting for some people. Now in the beginning, that leather is mixed with saffron. Like I said, it gives off almost like a leather car, like the leather inside of a car, specifically more like a 1960s era vehicle. Some people might also say it smells like a leather jacket. To me, I can get that, but it smells more like a really oiled black leather jacket. And I don't get this personally, but some people say that that initial blast has a metallic feel. And that's also going to come from the violet. Some people say that violet gives off a metallic scent, so if you're picking that up at all, it's from the violet. And that violet does add just a touch of freshness as the fragrance goes on. Once you hit the mid, suede has worked its way into the fragrance, so that leather, that oiled leather sits on top, and then the softer suede right underneath. By the time you've hit the mid, incense has really worked its way into Golden Boy. And in the far dry down, that incense is on equal footing with the leather. Honestly, it becomes an incense / leather fragrance off my skin, and some people might even pick up that incense more so than the leather once you hit the far dry down. There is a touch of vanilla that adds a little bit of sweetness in Golden Boy. It never really becomes overly sweet. It's not something that can compare with the sweetness in Tuscan Leather that's brought on by the raspberry. So let's talk about Tuscan Leather a little bit. This also opens up with a really strong leather note. There's sweetness, like I just mentioned, from the raspberry. It's actually really unique when this came out. It was something that hadn't really been done before. You didn't really have anything that smelled like this, even though at this point there are all kinds of alternatives. And I would say that the saffron in Tuscan Leather is a little bit more evident than the saffron in Golden Boy. It comes across a little bit smoother, a little bit classier, a little bit more refined. As Tuscan Leather starts to go on and hit the mid, that raspberry dissipates a little bit, so a little bit of that sweetness kind of comes away from the fragrance. It's still there in trace amounts, just not as strong as you pick up in the first 30 minutes to an hour or so. It becomes a smoky leather fragrance with suede riding underneath the leather. You also have amber and olibanum in there. There's no violet like you'll find in Golden Boy, and there's no incense like you'll find in Golden Boy. So again, these are not exact copies of one another. I'd say they're more like 60% similar than 100%. Definitely in the same family, they get the same job done, but there are marked differences between the two. As I mentioned earlier, Tuscan Leather is a little bit smoother, a little bit more refined than Golden Boy, at least in my opinion. It's a little bit easier to wear, more accessible to more people. It's just in the far dry down with Golden Boy, that incense off my skin gets ramped up a little bit too much. It makes it where Tuscan Leather, in my opinion, is the better of the two fragrances. Now, all that being said, Golden Boy is still a really, really nice fragrance, and price-wise, it's not close. You can get a 100 ml bottle of Golden Boy for less than what it will cost you to get a 50 ml bottle of Tuscan Leather. And I know that there are people out there that are going to say La Yucawam, because that one is not so expensive comparatively speaking to Tuscan leather, but price-wise, if you factor it out per milliliter, it's really about the same as Golden Boy. Now let's talk about longevity. Golden Boy, 12 hours of longevity. Even more if you have good skin for wearing fragrances. Tuscan leather, the modern releases I hear are watered down. They're a little bit weaker. Mine is an older batch, so I can't speak to that. It's about the same though. I can pull 12 hours with Tuscan leather, so both of these are longevity monsters. And projection, these are both pretty strong. I get 2 hours of solid projection. It's something where if you spray it on too much, or you spray it in high heat where you're going to sweat, or in really enclosed quarters, you can choke people out. So with both of these fragrances, be careful. And I should mention that some people online have said they don't get monster projection with Golden Boy or Tuscan leather, so I really think it may just depend on your skin chemistry. Either way, for me, they're both performance monsters. I don't have to worry about either one. Now, when would you wear this? Cold weather, like right now. Fall and winter, for me, I would say 21 years and up. It's something that does trend more mature, but it's not something that I think is exclusively to be worn by people middle age and older. You can wear it casually or formally, though it probably would be better suited for formal situations and office wear, as long as you don't go heavy on the trigger. If you go heavy on the trigger, people around you are not gonna like it. Oh, and I should also mention, apparently Tuscan leather smells like cocaine. I've never snorted cocaine, so I can't say that that's accurate or not, but that's the word on the street. Now the giveaway. Notino.com has provided me with a $100 voucher to give to you. In order to qualify, you have to be subscribed to my channel, Gents, so make sure you are if you aren't already. And you have to either follow Notino on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I will leave links in the description. You have to pick one. In the comments, let me know which one that you have done. In 1 week, I will pick a winner with Random YouTube Comment Picker. It's a website that I've used on all of my previous giveaways. And then I will reach out to you so that you can claim your voucher. All right, guys, that is my take on these two fragrances. I think Golden Boy is a solid release. It's not a one-to-one clone like La Yucawam tries to be, but it's right in the same family. It's obviously inspired by Tuscan leather, but it changes things up a little bit. Price-wise though, as an alternative, it works really well. One thing that actually worked well for me is doing a spray of this and a spray of that in the same area. Actually smelled really nice. So I wouldn't say it's 100% redundant, but if you already own this or La Yucawam, this is something that's going to accomplish pretty much the same stuff. It might just be, like I said, a little twist on an already existing fragrance. So it's something that may let you change it up a little bit, give you a similar feel without being the exact same as Tuscan leather. Definitely worth checking out though if you're a leather fan, and again, much more affordable than this guy. Yeah, this guy. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have some more videos coming your way soon, hopefully some more giveaways as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.